What is up, besties? It is your girl Karmic, back to you again with another video, and this time, man, was I excited for this, but now, okay. I want to preface this by saying that I respect everyone's right to believe in whatever the hell they want to believe in, so long as it doesn't cause harm to anyone else. If your religion harms other people, I don't support it, but otherwise you could believe in whatever the hell you want to believe in, and I support you. That being said, if you believe the Bible with 100% certainty, I promise you, you're going to hate this reading, so just click off. Just click off the video. We can agree to disagree like grown-ass adults and just move on. But for the rest of you, in this video, I actually planned on putting it into sections, but Spirit just threw me a whole story. It was like, this needed to come out. So basically what we covered was who Jesus was, how Mary Magdalene came to be, the Immaculate Conception, the hanging, the being put in a, I covered the story. And then at the very end, I covered, is Jesus having a second coming where he's going to take the people that repent and make us all go to hell? Like, I dove into what the Bible is, what it's supposed to mean. And listen, if you're not open-minded, if you really just, this is what I believe in, I trust the Bible with the entirety of my soul, nothing in it could possibly be not even wrong, just maybe a little off. If that's you, just don't watch this video. You're going to be upset. But that being said, there's a lot to learn in this reading, and I was actually really shocked with the ending message, especially. I think as a society, especially in this day and age, we kind of needed to hear specifically the part about the second coming of Jesus, because the message that channeled through me so loudly is just, there are no words. There are no words for this reading. So I ask that for the rest of you that have open minds to, get everything that you need to do done. I want you guys to get some popcorn, some food, some drinks, sit down, relax, and really take in. Because I feel like there were messages in this reading that needed to come out, especially where we're at in society as a whole. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. I did this with the intention of getting the truth, but also in a way that we can respect everybody as much as humanly possible with such a divisive topic. I don't want to create division, and if you sit through the entire reading, you'll understand that. So, as always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. Hi, besties! Hey, regulars! How are you guys doing? I love you guys so much. I don't know about y'all, but Taurus season always puts me in a good mood because it's gorgeous out and the energy is slow and steady. So I hope that you all are getting outside, grounding, taking care of yourself. Take your damn shoes off if you're in the grass and ground. Just come back to Mother Gaia. It's beautiful out. Summer's coming. Let's have some hope, high vibes. But if you're seeing this in the dead of winter, then maybe that's when you need to see it. I don't know. But without further ado, besties, you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are down below. If you would like to book a private reading with me, my website is in the description box below. Everything you need all of the time is in the description box below. So, again, this was never meant to disrespect anybody's beliefs. No, nor was I trying to hurt anybody's feelings in terms of religion. But I want to start covering problematic topics that aren't problematic at all. So either get on board or maybe this ship may have sailed for us. But we need to start talking about things that matter too, y'all. And I think that I think you're going to enjoy this video if you have an open mind. So without further ado, all alleged, all for entertainment purposes only. Who's Jesus? Let's get into it. All right, besties. So I'm going to try to do my best to do a reading that I know is a heated topic. I am trying to do this with love. I'm not trying to diminish anybody's beliefs, so please understand. I just want to find out who this dude was. There are people that don't believe in it at all. There are people that, you know, there's a wide spectrum. So let's figure it out in the middle. One thing that I will say is, for some reason, I keep channeling. There's this theory that Jesus and all of them never existed, and that it's like the planets, it's like astrology, like the three men. Like I'm being drawn to this theory. It was like a three men, but it's the three stars. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is a dedication page. Like I'm seeing like how in a book you would write dedicated to. So I feel like the whole astrology thing, where apparently, again, I'm going to need you guys in the comments. I did not care for religion at all. Catholic trauma. But anyway, what I'm seeing is the star alignment and how people believe that that's what really is Jesus, the three kings. But what I see is dedication. So I don't know how that came to be, where people put those together, but I almost feel like it was dedicated to Jesus and whatever may have happened. I don't feel that that's where Jesus originated. It wasn't from a star system. It almost feels like it was dedicated in honor of the story of Jesus. I hope that's making sense. But let's get to the cards and see the origin of Jesus and what we can find out. As always, this is so alleged and for entertainment purposes only. But let's see what we can get. Again, I'm not trying to cause anyone any personal pain by covering a topic like this, so please just bear with me. Let's all just be kind to each other in the comments. The origin story of Jesus. I keep hearing clear as day, prophet, 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 prophet. Like it's yelling in my ear, prophet, prophet. And I keep hearing like today. So I feel like, and I've always felt this, but now to hear it's kind of nice. It feels like he was a prophet of that time. Like I'm seeing a lot of fighting. Was there war? I didn't read the Bible. Most people didn't. Even Bible people didn't read the Bible. But what I'm seeing is like I'm trying to bring the people back together. People have lost sense of, I'm hearing like camaraderie, community. It's reminding me a lot of like industrial times when people are just too focused on like work, and kind of like where we're at now. We're focused on leaders, but I think this was a time where they were very focused on leaders. It was very masculine energy dominated. And Jesus was like love and light. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And it's almost kind of like I don't know if any of you have heard of this guy, Mateus De Stefano. He's a really big guy in the spiritual community. He remembers all of his past lives. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, where it's like, I know, and I want to share with you my knowledge. It's almost giving me like Buddha. It just feels like it feels like a prophet of that time. But let's continue. The origin of Jesus, please. Judgment. It's to wake up it's like I'm fucking psychic. Okay. You know what? I want to move this, so hold on. Okay, so judgment, that's the public eye. But in the regular judgment card, that's also about like the people worshiping. But it's not even giving me the vibe of a worship, because what I'm hearing is like humble. I don't feel like, and I keep hearing, I knew I was going to hear this, Yeshua, Yeshua, whatever the hell that is. So I don't feel like we have his name right. I think it's yes. So but I'm so sorry, y'all. Again, I wasn't a religious person. Believe it or not, guys, I was a science major, so this was a real hard hit for me when I found out about this. Page of Swords. I was silenced young, but I knew I had truth to tell. I know we can be bigger than this. I know we can grow. And look at like the children imagery. It's giving me this vibe of like, even when he was young, it's like the inner child never died. I see like they're putting me in the energy, and it's like I'm seeing all this chaos and I'm seeing people fighting. I relate to this energy a lot. And I understand where it's coming from. And I feel like he was someone that was a modern day channeler, because I see him like meditating, and I see like a channel of light coming down his head, probably more metaphorical, right? And I see him writing, and it's like prophecies, because I'm drawn to like, oh God, what's it? Wow, I can't think of his name. I'm a huge fan. I'm going to feel so dumb when I rewatch this. He prophesied like 2012 and shit like that. But he prophesied stuff that did happen. I can't think of his name. Y'all tell me in the comments. But this is giving me the vibe of your modern day prophet. Like, I just see him as a child, and I see, like, first of all, I feel like I'm in a desert. It's a desert. It's desert, like a lot of sand. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody around me is dark skinned. And Jesus, not white. Sorry. Don't want to piss anybody off if you're going to be that angry about skin color. I don't know what to do. But, like, okay, I'm pretty tan because it's summer. So now people can see I'm darker than me. Like, probably, I don't know. Like, kind of more towards this color, to be honest with you. He wasn't a white guy. Like, he just wasn't, unless he was just really tan from the sun, because I did mention I was in the sun. But I don't know that I buy that he was a white man. I keep hearing Yeshua. Whatever. I know I gotta be butchering it, but this feels like modern day prophet. Expectations aren't being met. I feel like I need to lead. I don't know the story of his parents, if they ever talked about it, but this feels to me like I'm more intelligent than the people around me. I'm more intelligent than my peers, because I'm being drawn to like Elon Musk. And let's not focus on the specifics of Elon Musk. It's more like the IQ is what I would say. I think if Jesus was around today, he would have, no, because it's more of like a spiritual high IQ. It wouldn't have been books, but I don't think he would have struggled in school. He seems very smart. It's almost like I'm looking at the world and I'm seeing why everything's going wrong. And I just want to tell everybody, like, I just keep hearing unity consciousness, love for one another. Why are we fighting? And I'm seeing people like arguing over gold and arguing over who should be in control. And I see Jesus being like, this is just not, like, I feel like Jesus is the epitome of love and light. It's like, why are you, this is not an important thing to be arguing about. That's what I'm seeing. Page of Cups. It's like, you guys need to detach because your priorities suck, would be the vibe. It's like you're fighting over things that don't matter. Look at all these pages, right? These are like immaturity energy. You're fighting over things that don't matter. It's a lot to do with like things. Tangible things. Ten of Wands. He felt it. Listen. This is like your modern day unempowered empath. He felt the need to take it upon himself to fix. He was a fixer. It's like, I can see where you are all, I would like, I mean, even if we did, we don't know for a fact if it's accurate. It would not shock me if when he was born, he had Aquarius placements, because he thinks outside of the box. Like, I'm being drawn to this box. It's like, I can see how we can fit here. Oh my God, this reminds me so much of me and probably all of you light workers, where it's like, y'all are just so focused on the wrong things. If you guys could just focus on love and light and have a conversation, like, it's very evolved energy, but he felt the need to take it upon himself, because it's like, I think he started talking to people. Again, I don't know shit about the Bible, so forgive me if I'm repeating shit that you might know, but I just see him trying to, it's reminding me, they're showing me like Mormons that show up at everybody's door. I see him going up to people and it's almost like, do you guys know you could do it a different way? Do you know that you guys don't have to fight like this? Do you guys know that you can have love for one another? Like, I keep hearing like, we're brothers, like, you're my brother. And they'll be like, no, like, we're not related. Like, no, but you're my brother. Like, I see you. Like, I'm being drawn to Avatar. You are me. I am you. This is like unity consciousness. I knew I was going to feel this. This is so cool. Oh my God. So he was like, he felt this like need for it to fall on him. It's like, who else is going to do it? No one sees it the way that I do. It's like my family's fighting. Yeah, because I'm hearing Family Portrait by Pink. Family Portrait, which is about like, the family's falling apart, but we look like we're pretty. We look like we're happy, but what you don't see behind closed doors is fighting and hurt. And it's like Jesus was the empath of the dynamic that was around at the time. Yeah, it was like he felt this calling. Again, I do feel like he was a really strong channeler. I feel like he had this calling where it was like, you need to, I'm hearing sacrifice yourself, so we will get into that. But I'm hearing you need to sacrifice yourself. And did he like, oh God, forgive me. Did he travel and like speak his story to others? Because that's the vibe. It's like, I feel like I'm being called by a higher force. And it's not feeling to me like it's my father God. That's not what this feels like. It's like source, divinity, angels. I feel like he saw angels. I feel like he saw passed on loved ones. I feel like he was a psychic medium of that time frame. And I feel like, because I just see his ancestors around him being like, you have to spread this message. The people have lost sight of what love really means. They've lost sight of why we're here in the first place. Like, and then Jesus felt the need to take on this mission to bring people back to themselves. That's really what I'm getting. So, if anybody was like, Jesus isn't real, I was kind of open to any possibility, but no, this feels like a real person. Justice. Yeah, it's like we need to restore balance. He was a good channeler. He was trying to restore balance, love, and light. Again, I just feel like this was a time and place. Like, were they building shit? Because like I'm seeing like, it's hard because obviously I can't picture something I've never been a part of, but like I'm seeing like old school tools, and I'm seeing people like I'm being drawn to like Night at the Museum because it's the only way they can draw me back to anything historic related. But it's like where they're trying to like build things with like hammers and tools, and it's like building homes, and it's like, but the love is lost within the community. Like there is a community, but all of our egos are going against each other, and we all find each other as a threat, and we're all trying to get higher than the next one. It's giving me like our modern day, like, the rich people have their fancy parties and then the people that are poor go hungry. Like, I don't know his fucking story, dude. Was he surrounded by people that were more wealthy, more well off? Because I see him going to people that don't have enough and he's trying to share. It's almost giving me the vibe of like taking from the rich to give to the poor. That's kind of the vibe. It's like I have to restore balance. We've lost sight of what really matters. Temperance, yes. And with temperance, it's like it's a give and take energy on the regular card. It's 2 cups. It's cups pouring into one another. And it's like he felt the need to take it on himself to pour into those that weren't receiving. So I just see him being like a Mormon, just going up to strangers and being like, what do you need? How can I help you? He's like a mixture of prophet meets like someone who's campaigning to be a president. Like what can I do to help your community? What can we do? It's almost like Virgo energy. Like how can we create something that works best for all of us? And I'm being drawn to all of the water here. It's like I'll cross oceans if I need to. Do you need fish? We have fish. Do you need bread? We have bread. Like very just humble, but honestly, I keep being drawn to the 10 of Wands. It was to his own detriment. Hold on. There's Mary. There's Mary Magdalene. There she is. Okay. So I don't know the story again, so please forgive me. I'm just going with what I channel, and then if you don't like that it doesn't match the book that's been written a million times over, I don't know what to tell you. But Queen of Wands, this is like you feel obtainable, but you're beautiful. It's almost like I lock eyes and I know you're it. So this is like further down the road as he's trying to like make a change within the world. Yeah, the moment I start talking about Mary, my throat gives out. I think that Jesus was like really dumb. Like I'm hearing like off inspired by Mary. Mary was like his match is what I'm hearing. It's like the beauty. I'm enamored by you. And I feel like Mary understood him in a way that no one else did. Like he felt like he had a mission. He was on his own. He's very solo, black sheep type of vibe, trying to help the world. I'm going to figure out how to do it. And then it's like, you see me. Again, it's another one of those, I'm being drawn to Avatar. It's like, you see me. So it's like, when he met Mary, it's like, oh my God. Like, you see my vision, you see my heart, you also have the same heart as me. And it's also, I feel like this was a gift to Jesus. Now, I don't know if his guide said, keep doing this, you'll find your match or anything like this, but this feels like, because like what I'm seeing is like old school map and how they put the little dots and it's like you end up here and you end up there and you end up there. And it's like on his journey, he meets Mary and then it's almost like a gift from, what I'm hearing is the gods. That's what I'm hearing. It's a gift from the gods, plural. And it's like Mary also felt the calling. And so this was like the moment that they met each other and linked. And it's like, I think Mary was very beautiful, but I'm getting a Marilyn Monroe vibe where it's like men probably treated her more of like a sex object, or they really just wanted her for how attractive she was. Not so much who she was as a person. Again, it's very mirroring to Jesus, like people don't see me. But it's like the moment that they met with that strength card in the reverse, it's like I feel a vulnerability. I feel like you touch my heart, I touch yours, and I feel no. Remember, there's nothing to get in the way of intuition, really. Both of these people, they're focused on spirit more than other things. So it's almost like with the Six of Cups in the reverse, we've met before. We know each other. Could they have met before in this lifetime? Maybe, but it almost feels like we have a soul bond. Because if you guys watch any of my conspiracy videos, I've said it seems like there's been versions of humans throughout history that we don't even know existed, and then they were wiped out. So this is giving me the vibe of like we've met before, but it doesn't feel like we met in this life. It feels like we meet and then it clicks because we were always meant to meet. And then it feels like at this point in time, now we're strategizing. The Hermit card's giving me very Virgo energy. We're joining forces. How do we help together? Because now it's like we're both in love. So I might ruin some of this Bible story, because if they're in love, Immaculate Conception don't exactly make sense with that. But we'll see. But this feels like at a certain time frame of Jesus going on his own. It's almost giving me the vibe of like today's version of the story, of our story in the spiritual community, where it's like you have to learn to love yourself first. And in general, you should do this. But you have to learn to love yourself first before you can meet your pair. That's kind of the vibe here. It was like Jesus was going it alone, trying to share his story with everyone else. And that's when he meets Mary. It's like when he's more sure of himself, when he's okay. Because I see him like, I'm seeing tomatoes. So it's like a lot of people were like, yeah, because I'm here like, bitch, you crazy. Like, so not everybody wanted to hear his story. Not everybody believed him. I see a lot of people just like pushing him away. And I see Mary getting him. And it just like, it touched his soul and it touched hers, because she didn't ever feel seen either. She felt like a sex object. When I touch her card, I get immediately drawn to how Marilyn Monroe's real name is like Norma, but she was seen as a sex object and nothing else. So it's kind of giving me like a Marilyn Monroe vibe. But I'm hearing the song from Jessica Simpson where it's like I can be myself when I'm with you. So it's like an instant connection between these two. But then after that, it's like, okay, now we got to strategize on how we can work together to bring the people together. It's very much giving me, if you've seen Avatar, the two main characters, Jake and, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I'm so sorry. It's hard to think when channel. But those two, how they were both trying really hard to like fight for what was going on in the movie. It's that vibe. Yeah, I think this was a time where power was important. Forgive me if y'all already know this. Again, never read the Bible. Eight of Cups. People are refusing to change. They've lost sight of abundance. They don't understand what abundance really means. They don't. I think this was also a time, because look, the Emperor with the Empress. I think this was a time when men did not value women. Men felt like women were a property. They felt like women were something to make babies, and just, it's kind of giving me like, you know, no shade, but honestly, whatever, it's my opinion. I don't support it, but I'm not here to chastise you. It's giving me the vibe of people that'll buy a dog to breed. Like, it's just like, that's how they felt about women in those times. It's like, you're here to make babies. I don't really give a fuck what your feelings are, what your opinions are. You don't matter. You're just here to pop out kids. Like, that's the vibe. I think they also had child labor back then too. I don't think they cared about that. So as soon as you can, you work. Again, they were very disconnected from the divine feminine. Jesus was very divine feminine. Mary was very divine masculine. So it was like their energies were perfect. It's almost like Mary had this masculine energy to make sure that, like, and I don't know if this was intentional or not, it's probably soul contracty, where it was like, I'm not going to get swayed by douchebags, like emperors that would do this type of shit. And then it was like, intuitively, they somehow linked. So if the story is they lived in the same area, I don't buy that. If the story is that they knew each other a long time, no. This feels like a fated happening as he's, like, going to tell his story because, again, it's kind of feeling like where history's at right now, which might be why we're all called to be interested in this reading. But Jesus was trying to restore love for all life. Like, I keep hearing, what is it? Omniism and Jainism. I might be butchering those. And I heard the word Jainism on a TV show. So if it's not real, forgive me. But at least in the show, Jainism was about no killing at all. Like, no animal killing, no nothing. Like, if you kill, not with Jainism, but it feels like, at least in the Jesus era, it'd be like, yeah, because I'm being drawn to Avatar, where it's like, killing is wrong. We don't want to do this. And then when they do take a life, it's like, they do a prayer and then they make it quick and they do it for the food only. It's like Jesus was trying to bring people back to what really mattered. Yeah, but look, Queen of Coins. It's like money was the main motivator. Building, status. Okay, I think eventually Jesus started to picking up speed. Like, people were starting to actually follow him. Obviously, or the Bible wouldn't have been written, right? And this is where I see people that are afraid of someone in power trying to disconnect. Like, oh, I'm not a fan. Like, it's giving me the vibe of like, oh, I don't believe in psychics, but like, you talk to psychics even though, like, there was some sort of battle here happening where there was some power authority figure. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like your average day president, politician, that I just keep hearing had a bone to pick. It's like, you're fucking up my end game. Because notice how this kind of looks like a building, but like that building doesn't look very, very strong and the tower's upright, so it's gonna fall apart. But it's giving me like you're ruining the foundations that I'm trying to create. And I see someone like tunnel visioned on Jesus, like he's gotta go. With that Two of Cups in the reverse, it's like we gotta disconnect him. Whether that's taking him out, whether that's disconnecting him from his love so that his heart's broken, so that, because I'm being drawn to the girl there and the girl on this card, but it's like you're fucking with our money. Like, that's the vibe. But I don't know if it would be like your version of today's money. Maybe their version of money is just simply like their version of things. I don't know. I don't know what their things were back then. Eight of Swords. Okay, this is where Jesus gets trapped. I think he got tricked too. This is kind of giving me the vibe of like, because I'm being drawn to like, what is that? Oh, Spirit, give it back. The three bears. Goldilocks and the three bears. It's one of those, oh my God. It's not that one, but it's like something about a witch and she like cons the kids in because of candy. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like someone lured Jesus back to wherever he was from and then trapped him. But it was under the guise of love, because Jesus was an unempowered empath. He had so much love to give, but he didn't have boundaries, and he had a lot of love and hope for people. Six of Coins. Yeah, you're fucking with our businesses. You're fucking with our money. Whatever version of money. It could be gold, because I'm noticing how it's coins in this deck, and I haven't used this deck in forever, but today I was told to use this one. So maybe it was, I just feel like it's a mixture of land and, yeah, definitely land, but maybe gold too. Three of Wands, we're trying to expand, you're getting in the way of that. This is like your modern day. This feels so parallel to what's going on today. It's like profits versus industry. That's what I'm feeling. Profits versus industry. We're trying to expand. You're going around to different, I want to say countries, but I don't really know where he embarked upon. But he's going to different groups, and he's basically acting like a salesman. Like, hey, like, I know that business and control and power sounds good, but what about love and what about unity consciousness? It's giving me like, let's take ayahuasca, let's do shrooms and remember the value of God, and let's, like, I see like meditation circles and stuff like that. It's giving me Gandhi. It's like whoever was in power in this God history really does fucking repeat itself. So because they were trying to expand and Jesus was actually making moves, I think it was wherever he left, because it's almost giving me the vibe of like a kid after they leave for college. It's almost like the parent, but it's not the parents, whoever was in control. It's like they're calling them back, but it's to trap him. Is there any story about what is the story of Mary and Jesus? Like, did they get separated? Because this almost reads to me like trapping Jesus and taking his love away from him. Because I almost see a woman being pulled away, and then I see her screaming and going, no, no, no. Six of Wands. We've reached our end. The success isn't happening anymore. We're out of our comfort. We're out of our element. Everything that we put into this, it's not paying off. Why does this feel like someone from where Jesus came from brought him back because he was making leeway and changing the minds? It's oh my God, what was that movie, Spirit? It's on, oh my God, it's a Marvel movie with the bad guy and the brother is actually a good guy. I think they're like part God, but it's like, it's very much like the sci-fi Disney movies where it's like, I think they lured him back and ripped Mary away from him. This is really, hold up. I don't think anybody was killed if death is in reverse, but hold on. I think they pulled Mary away from him. This is like sending Mary off. Y'all, I'm so sorry if this sounds literally nothing like the Bible. I didn't ask for it to sound like the book. I asked for what the story was. Yeah, because the moon is what's hidden. And look at the water. Did they send Mary off? And now my throat's giving out. I feel like Mary did it. She didn't get to win this one. I don't think they killed her. I think they sent her away. Cause it's like get them. What I'm hearing is get them where it hurts. So since money and power isn't what you're interested in, we're going to take the one thing you love, your woman. Yeah, abuse of power. It's like I fucking said that. The devil. Yeah, this was a time when they were manipulating religion. I think they had a form of religion already, different to today's. And Jesus knew that that wasn't the way. I just keep hearing unity, consciousness, love, and light. Unity, consciousness, we are all one, love, and light. All right, you guys are going to hate me. I don't care. I don't care. I finally hit the point where I don't care. Yay. Okay. Thanks for boosting my algorithm. Y'all are going to get mad. I'm so sorry. To the people that, I really don't want to burst your bubble here. I'm not trying to ruin your beliefs. But I have always felt this way. Now I'm going to say it. With the abuse of power card, I'm being drawn to the fact that, like, this kind of looks like it's kind of like rock, right? And look at how this person looks like they're trapped. Granted, it's two. But look at how this person is trapped. And look at how it's like rock. I feel like I'll try to get to the cross thing, but this reads to me like they locked him up. I'll get to the cross thing, but this isn't like you're dead and I'm throwing you in something and shutting the door. I'm seeing the rock thing that everybody said they found Jesus in. I'm seeing it, but what I'm seeing is he's locked up. It's giving me, yeah, I'm hearing locked up. They won't let me out. I don't think he was dead. Again, the death card is literally not upright, guys. So if you want to argue, why isn't this upright? I don't think anybody died. I feel like the actual story is they sent Mary away and locked up Jesus. Because he had too much love and promise with that Page of Cups. I don't feel like he was... I'm I mean, the hangman, I've been waiting for the hangman to come out, especially upright. I mean, depending on surrounding cards. But that 5 of coins feels like we lured him back and then we put him in our version of jail. That's what this feels. I see people in front of this rock thing that everybody talks about where he was in there for 3 days and magically escaped or whatever. I see people in front like bodyguards. That's what I'm seeing. I'm open to being wrong. I'm not open to arguing in the comments, but I am open to being wrong. But what I'm seeing is people in front of wherever he's locked in. And it's like the rock is heavy enough where he can't push it open anyway. But I see people in front of it so that like nobody lets him out because he has a following. Yeah, because they're showing me like how Planned Parenthood always has people like yelling in front depending on like where in the area a Planned Parenthood is. I see people like yelling like, yeah, because I'm hearing let my people go. I feel like this was their version of a jail cell. They locked him up. I think they hoped he was going to die. But this is giving me your, when someone's a murderer and they put you in 24/7 lockup and they treat you like you're not a human. You get no light. Like, that's the vibe of this. It's like, you can't fuck up our plan if you're locked up. Because in this Page of Cups, it's a grown man. And I've been getting Pisces energy from him. So, I know what they say Jesus is a Capricorn or whatever. Do you guys know Capricorns? Do you think a Capricorn would sacrifice their life? No shade, but I know Capricorns. No. No. They're about their money. Could Jesus have been a Pisces? Because I just get Pisces energy all over him. He feels like a Pisces to me. He feels like a Pisces. I'm sorry. I said what I said. He feels like a Pisces. But if he wasn't a Pisces, he had Pisces energy, empath energy. But this feels to me, like literally this kind of reminds me of like a boulder going over to, I see him being locked up. This doesn't feel like, I feel like this was the end story of him. He gets locked up. I'm going to pull a couple more cards and then I want to see the whole, the cross thing, but hold on. Or just straight up Spirit. Can we get anything about the whole cross? You talk too much. We got to make it stop. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Again, that would be a counterpart to a water sign. The High Priestess, we have to... People are catching on to your knowledge. You're too front and center. People are it's like he created he had a following. There must be some of you like, duh, we know that. I didn't. Forgive me. Yeah, people were catching on. They were smart. It's like, wait a second. This guy's on to something. Again, this is just giving me more of the story. Where's the cross section, Spirit? Where's the Hangman? 9 of Cups. Yeah, Jesus's wish was not fulfilled. Oh, here we go. Okay, Hangman. The Hangman's in reverse. So if he was on a cross, why is it in the reverse? I'm hearing threats. Is it possible that it was a threat and not something they actually did? Guys, I'm not going to lie. You guys want me to always tell you the truth, right? Oh, this is going to piss people off. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am 100% always willing to be wrong. And if one day someone proves without a shadow of a doubt that I'm wrong, because archaeologists and shit like that, I will gladly say that I was wrong. But this feels to me like the nailed to a cross thing was added to the book to instill more fear for people that are prophets in that time frame and in the future. If you speak the word of, and I keep hearing the gods. I'm not hearing God. I'm hearing the gods. If you keep speaking the word of the gods, something will happen to you. It's like your modern day what Hollywood's doing right now. I don't feel like the cross thing's true. I think it was, because I mean, look, in this card, it kind of looks like they're holding something that could kind of resemble a cross, but this person's not, they're not in danger. This person's not in danger. This feels to me like it was a story because we didn't want people to come back home to their inner child. So we're going to let you think that we did this really abusive thing to this man because this is what happens when you don't follow our rules. But I don't feel like they actually... I mean, if they did, that's not what killed him. Because I see that whole rock thing, him being put into whatever that is, I see that being their modern day jail. King of Coins. Yeah, someone in power had an issue with him. Five of Swords. I don't want this conflict to go on anymore. I need to take control of it. I got to take you off your throne. You're hurting my business. My throat keeps going. Spirit. Bring me back to the Hangman. Did that actually happen? I think it was more of like a threat thing. Because like I'm seeing a group of people around. It's kind of giving me like if anybody's seen Monty Python. Where they talk about the witch. And they're trying to scare the people. And they're like, you hang the witch. You hang the witch. But it feels like, you know, the people are getting involved. And they're threatening and all of that. So it almost feels like they were threatening to put him on the cross. But either they put him on the cross and then took him down and then put him in their jail, or he was never on the cross at all. The cross almost feels to me like your modern day parent with a belt, although I don't agree with that in the core of my body and being, and I won't argue, but you're wrong. Sorry. Look up psychology anytime, anywhere. But this is giving me the vibe of like a fear tactic. It doesn't give me the vibe that he was actually put on the cross. I'm sorry. You guys know that I would tell you. The Hangman should have been upright. In fact, what I see is people coming for him, trying to figure out what his sentence is. So it's like, okay, do we put him on the cross? But it's not even giving me like we're going to nail him to a cross. Like, I feel like we got that wrong. This feels metaphorical to me. Because you know how they say like, because they're showing me like lawyers and stuff like that. And they're like, we're going to nail him. But it's metaphorical. This feels like it was lost in translation. I'm seeing the game of telephone. Like, we're going to nail you to the cross. It's giving me the vibe of like, we're going to nail you. Because I just keep seeing him getting thrown in what looks like a dungeon type of rock thing. But that was their jail cell. So, I almost feel like he might have died in there. I think they might have fed him like once a day or something. Because I see guards on the other side. It's like a really, really heavy boulder. He's locked in there. They took Mary away from him. Where is this baby playing? I'm not even getting a baby. Maybe the baby was about hope. I don't know. I'll repull maybe. but I think the hanging was a fear tactic. I don't think it actually happened. I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. I keep seeing him getting thrown into what looks like their version of jail. Spirit, anything else you could give me about the... Y'all, I'm not going to lie. I just heard clear as day. There was no immaculate conception. There's no such thing. So, did they have a baby? Three. Okay, hold on. Halt in progress. Guys, oh my God, I'm going to get canceled. That's fine. You know what? I'm going to continue to do these because they're actually kind of fun. This reads to me like they didn't, the people. Okay, let me try to, Spirit help. All right, I got to do this in our today terms or else this isn't going to make sense. But I'm also trying to think of names where I don't get demonetized. I got to make up names. It's the only way. Okay. Let's say Bo Jiden, right? Bo Jiden. You picking up what I'm putting down? Let's say Bo Jiden is running for president again. And there's a prophet, another version of Jesus today. So any of us prophets going around and saying, hey, I'm telling you, like, Bojiden does not care about you. They want you to die and be sick, and they just want more infrastructure and money, and they don't care about you. I channel from source. It's supposed to be about community, oneness. This isn't how it's supposed to be. And now Jesus is getting this really massive following because people are understanding he's coming from the heart, and this is what we know to be true. And so Bo Jiden's like, we can't let this happen. This is absolutely not. So how do we hit him where it hurts? Because we don't really have anything on him. He's just talking. We've called him crazy. Nobody's believing us. No one's believing that he's crazy. What do we do? Okay, well, he's in love. Let's get her. Okay, so let's take his girl from her. Okay, we're gonna take his girl. I think there's two options that I see happening. First of all, Immaculate Conception, cap, nope, sorry. Either they knew they wanted a baby, and so they separated them before that could happen because they knew the power that he already had, or they removed the baby from them. Because I don't feel like if they had a baby, first of all, if they had a baby, your stereotypical PE health, they had a baby with the actual, it was not immaculate. Sorry, not sorry. But this feels to me like Jesus was a threat to us. Mary pushed him to keep going. It's almost giving me the vibe of like a Pisces dating a Leo woman, a Pisces man dating a Leo woman. That's the vibe of this. It's like, keep going, babe. Like, I'm rooting for you. You got this. We can make change. Go, go, go. And Jesus being like, I don't know. I just, like, I'm so heartbroken. I'm so distraught. I want people to love one another. Mary's like, fuck these people. Like, they ain't shit. Know your worth, king. Like, that's the vibe of Mary. And, like, she's very sweet. Don't get me wrong. But she's like a powerhouse. It's reminding me of Sekhmet to anybody that's into, Egyptian stuff. Like, she was a force to be reckoned with. She was more of a masculine energy than Jesus was. Wait a second. What is that story about a baby in a manger floating down the river? Why am I seeing that? Is it possible that they had a baby and they... Okay, I think I'm getting it. I think they did have a baby, but it was either, oh my God, Spirit, was it taken away from them by choice or by their own doing? Because that's where I'm getting stuck. Clarifiers? Let's make quick. Yeah, conflict is coming. We need to make a quick decision. Okay, they did have a baby. They did. Okay, I'm sorry. I needed more cards. They did have a baby. It almost feels like we know they're coming for us, so let's make sure the baby's safe. Because what I'm seeing is like slavery times where like they had the underground tunnels, and it's like, we'll help you get to freedom. That's kind of the vibe, except we're giving up the baby. So Immaculate Conception, no, sorry. Hung on a cross, no. That feels like a fear tactic. Died for 3 days, resurrected, no. It feels like he was jailed in whatever that thing was. It feels like they had to get rid of the baby so that whoever was coming for them didn't get to the baby too, because they knew the baby would be a threat, because Mary and Jesus were giving modern day power couple. It feels like I see them ripping Mary away from Jesus. Like I'm literally watching it and I'm seeing Jesus's heart break. It's like, we're taking away everything you love. They didn't have to nail him to a cross. They took away everything he ever loved. Like, think about it. Would you rather die, or would you rather watch everything you love be taken away from you? At the end of that, you're going to want to die. And look, my throat keeps giving up. So they won in silencing him. I need a water. Hold up. All right. I'm going to pull in more clarification. Yeah, out of my comfort. 7 of Cups. It's real now. So many regrets. Okay. I don't know why, Spirit, and I've actually been hearing this song in my head since I started this reading, but I didn't want to do it because I don't want to offend anyone at all, ever. That is never my intention, but I can't get it out of my head, and it's funny. So if you Google it, and you'll look in the comments, people of color, they like it too. But I'm being drawn to this video that went huge viral on YouTube. Google it. It's called Jesus Christ is my N-word. But it's these awkward white people trying to sing to get, like lost youth into the church. That's kind of the vibe with Jesus. It's like, let me show you what religion really was supposed to be. Let me show you that it's not about control, and it's not about fear me and you'll go to hell if you're not anything other than perfect and you should regret everything you've ever done. It's be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. It's simple. And because it made so much sense and everybody got it, he had to be stopped. That's what this is. He had to be stopped. And again, with this Four of Cups, it's reminding me of him being locked up. And I keep hearing, locked up, they won't let me out. Yeah, cycle's done. What's the back deck? Seven of Swords, victory at all costs, but not on Jesus's end. Ace of Cups, he lost what he loved. They took away Mary from him. Yeah, look at how in this Four of Coins, you're ostracized. It's kind of reminding me of, if you've ever seen the movie Monsters, Inc., where you get ostracized if you do wrong, and the abominable snowman gets sent away to live alone for the rest of his life. That's the vibe I'm getting. I feel like Jesus was sentenced to a life alone until he eventually died. That's the vibe I'm getting. And I'm being drawn to Spirit's saying, because Spirit's like, I know that you guys are going to have a hard time with this one, and we understand. But who gets to write the books that we see? Is it the people that are going to tell the truth? Because think about how many truth tellers get in trouble these days. Do you see what I'm saying? How many times have we seen people, suddenly have a drug overdose or they die in a fucking bathtub? The victor gets to tell the story. The person who wins gets to tell the story. And if because I'm being drawn to Doctor Who, where it's an episode about one of today's history people. I can't think of it. If anybody knows that Doctor Who episode I'm thinking about, let me know in the comments. It's like 1500s, that era. I can't think about it, but I think they mention it in the episode where it's like the people that write these books are the people that won the war. This story's not right. This is like because I just keep seeing this is your jail sentence. I feel like they threatened him with the cross. It was it was to get everybody all scared, make a, oh my God, I just heard it. Spirit, say it again. Come on, I just had it. I'm going to make a lesson out of you. I'm going to make a something out of you. Basically, they put his shit on display so that no one else tried to follow suit. So I see them yanking him around. I see them threatening to put him on the cross. They might have, but when I tell you that if he was on the cross, it wasn't even a long thing. It would have been for show, but then he didn't die. I feel like he was sentenced to hit their version of jail and he died in there. There was no resurrection. I'm sorry. That never made sense to me because rigor mortis, he would have been a zombie. As much as I am spiritual, I still believe in science. But this feels Six of Swords, things couldn't change. I feel like Mary was removed from him and he was sentenced to a life alone. Three of Cups, reversed. That's Jesus' story. They were cruel. They took Mary away from him. I feel like there was a kid, because I'm being drawn to the movie. I think it's called... No, I don't think it's called Quiet. It's a movie with Sandra Bullock where you can't look at anything and she's trying to save her kids and she's on a boat. I feel like they did have a child, but they had a child the old-fashioned way. But it feels like we know people are coming for us, so we have to save this kid. This is like putting a child in hiding, but old school. And then Jesus comes back because he's too nice. So maybe the translation that was lost, the resurrection might have actually just been he came back to his homeland. Because again, I just keep being drawn to think about who writes the books. It's the ones who win. The ones who win the war get to write about the book. You know what I mean? Because think about how, like, they're drawing me to, like, you know, the whole concentration camps and how, like, to this day there are people that don't believe that that's real, which is ridiculous. But eventually there's going to be nobody left from when that happened. And then if there was no technology, you know what I mean? The victor could manipulate the story. I feel like Jesus was just a pawn to these rich assholes, and they got him. They took away the love of his life. The kid was removed for safety reasons. I do feel like whoever that kid was, but that child ended up being okay. Like, they were raised by, it's giving me, like, I'm seeing George of the Jungle in my mind's eye. I don't take that literally. It just gives me the vibe of, like, the child ended up okay. I don't know the story behind that, but I'm going to leave that there. So, yeah, I don't know what else I would cover. Did I get everything? Oh, the second coming of Christ. Okay, really quick. I want to see that real quick. So I'm already, oh my God, I'm going to get so many people angry that like the whole Bible thing. Listen, I think you should be more angry that people are willing to manipulate so that you don't feel like you have power over your own life. Shouldn't we be angry about that? Let's stick together, guys. But real quick, let's look at this whole like Jesus is supposed to come back and all this stuff. All right, all alleged. No facts here. Not willing to argue with you religious people. If you hate me, that's fine. I respect your beliefs. Respect mine. That's it. Honestly, I'm open to anything, but I'm not open to abuse. That's it. Okay. So is Jesus supposed to come back and take everybody who's forsaken and all that? Okay. I just heard loud as day Christ consciousness. This is giving me the vibe of when the people decide that the systems in play don't work to their benefit and take their power back, change has to happen. This is giving me Christ consciousness. This is giving me love one another, love your brother. We are all the same. You know, like, Spirit, give me an example here. Okay, I'm white and Spanish, but my brothers and sisters are black and they're Asian and they're every color and they're every walk of life. It's giving like when we take our power back and realize we've always had our power, Christ consciousness comes back. AKA love for each other, understanding that we are all one. That's the vibe. Again, this feels like lost in translation by people of power to make sure we stay in our lane. Yeah, because I keep hearing that song. I don't think too much. I just stay in my lane. I just stay in my lane. I don't think too much. That's such a good song. Yeah, taking our power back to a sword so we cut ourselves off. And then the fountain, that's not a card that's in the regular Rider-Waite. This is giving me the vibe of seeing all the colors. Yeah, because I'm hearing Pocahontas, can you paint from all the colors of the wind? Which is giving me the vibe of understanding the five senses and understanding that we have extra, what is it? Extra sensory set? What is it? I butchered that because I'm channeling. Say it again. Extra sensory set. Say that 5 times fast. This is us embodying Christ consciousness. That's what the coming of Jesus is. I'm sorry, you're not gonna convince me that Jesus is just gonna come down from the heavens and say, you guys are good and the rest of you are gonna burn on earth. That's not the vibe I'm getting. This is the people flip the script and we take our power back and we end up going towards community again and towards oneness. And you know what? You could call me fucking crazy and I'll take that because I see it. And I read the reviews on my website. I've predicted shit, and I've predicted these too. What I'm seeing is a rubber band, right? And it's getting pulled and pulled and pulled. And I'm thinking about the money disparity that's happening right now, right? The rich are just still getting richer, the poor is getting poorer. Nothing's changing. It almost feels like the system's gonna break and the people are gonna lose their shit, which is why everything's going crazy right now, which is why everybody's thinking that the whole Jesus coming back thing is happening. The embodiment of love. is what is actually coming back. And that's what it was always meant to be. That's what the second coming of Jesus really was supposed to be. Because it's more metaphorical, but I see like Jesus in my mind's eye, and I just see him like hitting himself on the head, and he's like, this is exactly what I was trying to get them away from in the first place. It's not me. You're not supposed to be worshiping me. You and I, we are the same. We are equal. We are all equal. We are a team. We are one. Unity consciousness. If I don't win, you don't win. If you win, I win. Your wins are my wins. All of us winning together. That is the goal. So that's the vibe of this. It's like, and this is reminding me of like the Schumann resonances that are happening lately, but this is also reminding me of like Christ consciousness. Again, it's like channeling from the divine. Look at that white light, all of this magical color. I mean, this reminds me of like the stars and the pictures we see when NASA takes pictures. It's like when we remember the magic that we are and take back power, that's the second coming of Jesus. It's us coming back home to ourselves. This is really cool. Yeah, look at that. 10 of Cups. You create your own happiness. You just have to believe that that's possible. You take the steps and you co-create with spirit. That's what Jesus is. That's what Jesus wants to be thought of today. It's like, yeah, because I'm hearing a song from when I used to cheerlead. Please don't judge me. I was an awkward looking cheerleader, but I loved the sport. But it's giving me like, we're behind you to remind you that you can win. I mean, there's literally 2 people on there like, yes, we did it. And look, they had to climb in order to get there. And I'm hearing Miley Cyrus. It's about the climb. So this isn't like Jesus decides who's good and bad. It's we already see good and bad. Good and bad are the people that are good that we see in our day-to-day life, and then bad, the people that are in control and don't care whether or not you starve while they make a net worth of $1 billion. Taylor Swift, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the vibe. Knight of Swords, it's like you're starting to realize that the people that are supposed to have your back have impure intentions. And when you guys start to fight back, because now I'm seeing like Martin Luther King and how he was like, I'm going to do a peaceful, I'm going to walk and I'm going to speak for my people. And I'm being drawn to the Women's March where they didn't have the right to vote. And so it's giving me that. It's like we need to reach a place where we start not having like wars, but having peaceful protests. No fighting, no nothing. We walk the streets with peace and love and we get our rights back. That's what this feels like. That's what he meant, or whoever. That's what they meant by Jesus coming back. It's a state of mind. It's a frequency. It's a love. It's a love for ourselves and a love for one another. We've been so disconnected from ourselves. That's what this is about. 6 of Coins. What you give, you deserve back. That's equal reciprocity. Are you putting 110% into your job? Why aren't you getting 110% back? You know what I mean? That's the vibe of this. It's us realizing, wait a second, this isn't fair, this isn't right, this isn't equal. This is us taking our power back. That's the second coming of Jesus. Page of Coins, it's us creating new opportunities for ourselves. It's Jesus wanting us to do what he was trying to do. It's like, continue my what I was trying to accomplish. Like, I just keep seeing Martin Luther King, and I apologize, and I wish I knew her name, and if anybody does know her name, please put it in the comments. But whatever woman decided that we needed to do something to be able to vote, like, that's the vibe. It's us taking our power back. And it's also about us tapping back into our potential, which lies within us. It's us realizing that our intuition, our heart, our gut, those are the things that are fact. It's not just science. I'm being drawn to how and I'm not going to remember by the time I do this, but I'm being drawn to how I watched this really well-known, at least they had a decent, whatever, it's not the point. Someone channeled Stephen Hawking, and they said that Stephen Hawking's only regret was not realizing that science needed to coexist with spirituality in order for us to level up. That's the part that we were missing, and that's what I'm getting here, because look, Page of Coins, that's more about tangible, or oh my God, I can't talk. More about tangible. Oh my God, y'all. Help me. I mean, I'm in a very high vibrational energy right now, so it's kind of hard. I feel very floaty. I feel very like this. I feel high, like it's weird. Can you ground me, Spirit? Ground me back in. It's a balance between what we need versus our passions. So what can our passions create wealth for? Because we were never meant to chase outside of ourselves. Our happiness always lied within. And if we can learn what brings us true joy and come together as a community, then we can take back our life, because it was never meant to be this way. Like, I just keep hearing like Earth is a jail, but I don't think it's literal. It's more like it's become a jail. I feel like this is all about us. Yeah, it's us pulling out of the matrix. The Knight of Coins is slow, consistent growth, but like in a relationship reading, if you got a Knight of Coins, you're going to be waiting a couple years before this guy even decides what he wants. This is us realizing the systems we have, they're not in our best interest. They don't care about us. They only care about the wealthy. This is us pulling our energy away from that and pouring our energy into ourselves. This is, you know, okay, I can't make money in a job I hate. What am I passionate about? How do I create that into a job so that I can survive? How do I learn new things so that I could share it with others, so that we all remember that we are a family and we take down the people that want us to disconnect from that? This is 11111 on my clock when I looked up. Christ consciousness, that's what this is about. It's not Jesus coming down to decide who's bad and who's good. We decide that by what we already know. Who's here for us, we the people, versus the systems at play. This is history repeating itself. Back deck. Yeah, Six of Swords. It's us transitioning. Yeah, Ten of Swords is an ending. But in Ten of Swords, it's all mental. It's all mental. If God or Jesus or whoever everybody thinks is coming down, if that was really going to happen, the Judgment card should have been one of the first cards to pop up in the upright. Then I would have been like, oh shit, this is really happening. And I would have been open to it. I would have. No matter what, I was open. I don't even see Judgment. Judgment card, did that even come out? It didn't even come out. No, this is us. This is Christ consciousness. This is what I keep hearing. Christ consciousness, Christ consciousness. It's a state of being. It's not a person. It's not a dead person coming from the sky saying, hey, worship me. It's you realizing your own power. It's you realizing that greed and ego is exactly what Jesus fought against. And that if you love and worship Jesus so much, then continue to honor his name by loving one another and seeing where people are being hurt and taken advantage of, and caring for your people, caring for your community, caring for the people that actually matter. Stop caring about people that don't give a fuck about you. Why are you sitting online screaming at people on the internet because they don't like Taylor Swift, when Taylor Swift never knew that you even existed and never will? But you're not caring about the people that are trying to love you, your friends and your family. That's the second coming of Jesus. And it's an astrological thing, but it's also a spiritual thing. The second coming of Jesus is already happening. You're feeling it. It's this need to stop being a slave to the system. That's what Jesus was always trying to get to happen. That's what's happening right now. It's history repeating itself. It's realizing that our relationships are what matter the most. It's our connections with others. Think about when someone's on their deathbed. Do they think about, man, I wish I had $1 million and a Maserati? No, they're like, I wish I spent more time with my grandkid when she was coloring. I wish I told that girl that I loved her. I wish I didn't let them go. I wish that I didn't let my ego and pride get the best of me. I wish that I realized that money can't come with me to the next life. That's the second coming of Jesus. It's you realizing what matters, which is one another, and to fight for one another. It's realizing that you and I are not all that different, and that we need to respect each other's differences, because at a soul level, we are the same. I am the same as my Black brother and sisters. I am the same as my Asian brother and sisters. I am the same as the cows and the deer and the fish and Mother Gaia, and we are all one. Honestly, the whole embodiment of the second coming of Jesus would be the energy of the movie Avatar. They worship the land. They love one another. When they have to eat meat, they sacrifice with love, and they feel genuine remorse for it. Jesus, that's what the second coming of Jesus is about. Yeah, it's when we start realizing what really matters. falling stars, which we're already seeing happen in the media. I'm hearing false idols, but then I'm seeing celebrities. It's like we worship the wrong things. We put people on pedestals they don't deserve, which then makes us feel like we're not enough. And then because we don't feel like we're enough, we act out on our triggers, and it's just history repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. They give us false idols so that we hate ourselves, so that we have something to push against instead of our natural rhythm. And so we never reach our alignment, and we never reach our best potential. That's why this whole thing, that's what this is really about. It's the fall of people that don't deserve to be on a pedestal, and it's the realization that we are all equal. We are all one. You and I, we are brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter. Like, obviously, I don't understand the struggle of, people that are my Black brothers and sisters, but we have to be open to hearing them, and we have to love them and listen to them. And the same thing with everybody else's struggles. We have to hear and love unity. That is the Jesus thing. That is the second coming of Jesus. No one's coming from the sky to save you. I'm sorry. You're supposed to save yourself, and it was always supposed to be that way. It was lost in translation. So yeah, I'm going to do myself a favor, post this and disappear from YouTube for probably a day. But honestly, I don't regret it, because I think that the ending message is exactly what we all needed to hear, to be honest with you, because look at where we're at today and look at what's happening. So, just like I got called crazy back in 2020 when I said that this shit was going to happen, you can call me crazy now, but Christ consciousness, it's a state of mind, it's a state of being. It's realizing that I'm hearing our values suck. That's what I'm hearing. Our values suck. We've lost sight of what matters. And it's like we're trying to move back to what that really is and what it really means for us. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it there, besties. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find me on my website in the description box below. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Come join me on Facebook, because I need some love, y'all. I want to chill and socialize, but I keep getting in trouble on Facebook because they're even harder than YouTube, believe it or not. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I want to just preface this by saying that, I'm not here to disrespect your beliefs. If at the end of the day you want to believe the Bible word for word, I have no malice towards you. I completely respect your right to have your own beliefs, because it is your life and your sovereignty. And that's the whole point of all of this. It's your life, your decision, your opinions. That's what matters. It doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. If what I say resonates, then that just means that I'm hitting something that resonates for you, and that's wonderful. But if it doesn't, then that's okay. We don't have to hate one another. We don't have to see each other as competition. We don't have to, feel like we're less than. We are all meant to be different. Think about, did I say this before? Because I channeled it, but I don't know if I ever mentioned it. Think about a piano, right? This is a really great way to end it. Or a guitar, but more so piano because there's more keys. A piano can make the most beautiful melodies, right? But remove one key, it's not going to produce the amount of beauty that is within. And no one key, one note is like, oh, I'm an A minor. God, I wish I was a D sharp. You know what I mean? Like, we were never meant to compete. We were never meant to compare. We were meant to sing. We were all meant to see what we can add to a community of oneness. We were never meant to be top dog. There is enough. There is enough money. There is enough room. They've simply convinced us that there isn't, because who gets to write the book? It's not the person that lost. And if the good guy lost, well, So this is really just loving one another. Love thy neighbor. Love and understand. Have compassion. If people are toxic, understand why, but remove yourself. Don't continue to spew the toxicity. Don't continue to hurt one another. Don't continue to, it's generational trauma. Your parents, they got hurt by their parents, but instead of getting help, they projected it onto you, and now you're in pain. When is the cycle going to stop? That's what all of it is about. It's about, true, authentic peace, love, happiness for one another and for oneself. And until, just like the airplane, when it goes down, if you're not putting the mask on yourself, you're of no use to everybody else. And think about when you're in a low vibe, right? You're going through a lot of shit. You're a lot more toxic. But when you're in a really good place, and for some people that means just being on vacation, you know what I mean? Think about the attitude you have then. When you're in peace, you don't feel the need to project onto other people. You don't feel the need to be cruel. You don't see anybody else's competition. You're just living. That's the whole point. That's all Jesus ever wanted. He just wanted us to love one another again and see that we're not all that different. We look different, sure, but that's what makes... That is so weird. The video stopped right after I said that. So I'm going to take that as a sign. I think because I just started channeling, like it just flew through me. So I'm going to leave it there. I think that was a beautiful ending message. I love you guys so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. Don't forget to always check the community posts because your vote matters. But yeah, besties, I heard spirit loud and clear. I'll see you in my next video, guys. I love you so much. And again, regardless, I respect your beliefs. I respect your values. I'm also being drawn to the fact I'm hearing there's truth in every religion. So this is why everybody fights so hard, because there's truth in every religion. But then again, think about the victors and how they can morph it a little bit. So that's why people are so headstrong about the Bible or the Quran and all that stuff, you know? And again, the Arab people in Gaza and everybody, they're all our brothers and sisters. We have to start learning that and start having love for one another. It's going to take time. It's going to take years, but I think we're going to get there because that is the second coming of Jesus. So I'm going to leave it there, besties. I'm sending you guys so much love and light to all my brothers and sisters, to all my family, my soul family. Let's honor what Jesus really wants and start doing the work so that we can heal and work together. So love you guys. See you in my next video.